with, but it's never going to be as good as this. So it's a bit sad. So I think Peter did a great job buying this car, because I think, you know, this is going to be an awesome car to drive for many, many years to come, I think. Now, on the interior, a lovely spec as well. So we've got carbon fiber on the dash, on the center console. Absolutely beautiful, with an AMG logo there and the IWC clock. I think we talked about this. What was that? The AMG GT review? I think they ended that partnership now, and you don't get that little clock anymore, which is a shame. Peter has two really great things. One is that he doesn't have the sports seats, or like the race seats, so he doesn't have the buckets. This is a super nice and comfy seat. Fits the C63 really well, I think, and the buckets are just way too uncomfortable. You can't last like 3-4 hours in those unless you really like to hurt yourself. So the other thing is that we've got this awesome carbon fiber steering wheel with Alcantara. Absolutely gorgeous. Little 12 o'clock marker there and some aluminium. And for this facelift also, we've got the drive select button on the right and the configurability on the left. Now that is a main theme for this car. The configurability is insane. So you've got these two buttons right here, or three actually, and then you've got the drive mode selector down here. You've got your manual, your suspension and traction control, but you also have something. Let me show you by going into, I still freaking can't handle this system. It's been so many years. Dynamic select, configure individual. So you can also go for AMG Dynamics, and you can choose between basic, advanced, pro and master. And I think this goes for everything, as you can see. So I think it's the setup for the traction control, the suspension, probably also the torque vectoring and stuff like that. And then we've also got something really cool. If you turn off traction control, so you can use this button right here, hold that to turn it off. You get your 9-stage traction control selector, your toggle switch here, which is the same as in the AMG GTR, the yellow one you had there. That's this basically. So you can go from on 1 all the way to 9, which is completely off. And I mean, I really like that. I think the C63 can be quite a tricky car to drive fast in conditions like this. But I think this is super smart, because it means that everyone can enjoy this car, no matter your, you know, your driving skill or your experience with fast cars. If you are relatively sensible and you keep your traction control like that in 3, for instance, you can still explore, you know, the limits a little bit without it ending with the car over there in that cabbage field or whatever that is. So I think that is really smart. Now, of course, yeah, we're just going to turn it all the way off because I like it that way. We have the exhaust here. This is an OPF car, but it actually, it sounds better than the, this is comfort, by the way. So if we go to race, we have crackles as well. So this actually sounds a lot better than that E63S we had recently, that 2021 car. This is much louder actually. All right, so. I think my tires were a little bit dirty there. That's not how it usually goes. All right, so as I said, the 9-speed gearbox is such an improvement. Still, it's not the best gearbox out there, I have to say. It's not as good as the ZF 8-speed, for instance. But I have to say, reaction to the pedal, pretty decent. Upshifts fairly quick. And just altogether a massive improvement over that 7-speed, which was sluggish, didn't really respond to your commands the way you would want to, it to, and it really was the weak point of the car, because for a long time I think the C63 was the most enjoyable car to drive in this segment because of its V8, and the other ones all had 6 cylinders. So I think the gearbox really let it down in that aspect, and I think this 9-speed, it kind of fixes that. Alrighty, little sound check. Little rev limiter there, which I still don't like. The AMG rev limiter, you can't hear it, so it takes a second. It just the sound just disappears basically, instead of it, you know, blipping off the limiter. So you for like half a second you don't realize that you're hitting it, which is stupid. It's still, that is very bright. It still feels like sort of a muscle car, which is so nice. Oh man, it's so manageable. And we are in race mode right now, so that means that everything is at its most aggressive setting. We've got adaptive dampers, which are absolutely magic. I'm going to show you that on the Autobahn later on. But we can also click this button right here. As I said, don't think I showed you, but you can toggle between all the different settings here and then use this button to operate it. But it works really well. It feels a bit cheapish, but I really like the look of it, and I really like the fact that you have everything you need on the steering wheel. Oh, the next C63 has some big shoes to fill. I really don't think that it's going to be able to live up to this, which is a shame. That is a good upshift. It's a good gearbox. Still really likes to waggle its tail. It is. It's such a cool car, this. I really hope that AMG know what they're doing with that next 4-cylinder hybrid car. I mean, this is 510 horsepower, which is more than enough. And the fact, you know, they can come with like a hybrid 4-cylinder 600 horsepower car. I don't know if it's going to be better or cooler than this because it has more power. Alrighty, at the Autobahn. So let's I said I was going to show you guys the suspension, so I'm going to keep it in Sport Plus, like right now. So the most fierce setting, the stiffest one, full throttle. And you can immediately feel, I don't know if you guys can see that because of the stabilizer of the GoPro, but I can immediately feel the car bouncing up and down a little bit. It's quite stiff, quite firm. And then we're going to go for comfort, and it just absorbs everything. That is such a good suspension setup. The difference is massive. So in here, full throttle. You do have a bit of that exhaust behind you, but it's not super loud. It is quick though, and for this facelift in 2018, they also decided to make the AMG driver spec, so the race top speed, to make that as standard a feature. And that means that it goes from 250 to, I think, 280. This is the limiter, I think, 293. And that should be around 280 GPS speed. But it gets there quite easily. It's not a difficult thing for this car. So 0 to 100, 3.9 seconds, which is the same as the pre-facelift. Of course, it is hindered by the rear-wheel drive a little bit in that respect. And the strange thing is that is not quicker than in the pre-facelift 7-speed version. So I think that's just the limit of what they can do with this setup. That is quick. And of course we've also got the new digital speedo gauge, the instrument cluster in front of us, which I'm not the biggest fan of. I liked the analog much better. What is that, a GT3 Touring? That's a nice car. I love how they still, even with this OPF, how they still have been able to make it sound good. I mean, that GT, was that the GT? No, the E63 we drove recently with the 2021. That one was so disappointing sound-wise. This is much better. Here we go. So we also measured the 100 to 200 time, of course, as you can see on screen right now. It is not as quick as a BMW M4 competition, the new one, but it's still a very, very quick car. And I mean, the way it just keeps going like this, when you hit 250, you feel like it still has so much to go. I mean, 300 speedo would be easy if it wasn't for that limiter. We're going to brake because that car is going left. Yep, saw that one coming a mile away. But in this setting, you know, you've got that burbling V8, we've got these super comfy seats, the suspension in comfort as well. It is a really cool GT car. It's comfy, it's quick, it's cool, it sounds amazing. Peter, you've got a great car. I'm not sure how long you're going to keep this one because I feel like you switch cars a lot, but I hope you enjoy this car for a long time because it is mega. And the next C63 is not going to be able to hold a candle to this awesome car. So I'm going to end it there. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. You can subscribe by clicking the big button in the middle. You can also check out this video on the right or go check out this playlist on the left. See you at the next one. Bye.